Hey, this is Alex with Grow How. It is December 26th, Boxing Day, and 2020. And as I've mentioned before, it's been a rough year, and honestly, I don't usually have seasonal depression, but I have struggled with depression for most of my life. This year, it's really rough. One of the things I do to deal with that is to make sure I get out and do stuff outside. Even on an overcast day like this, I tend to have much better reactions even for a couple days afterwards. I do not feel like going and doing work today, but I'm going to, because I will feel better when I'm done. And this is a hard thing. I'm not gonna dismiss anybody's struggles, because it is a struggle, and those who say it's not simply don't know what they're talking about. Dealt with it for too long. But I do want to go through and show you a little bit of what I do, because this isn't, like I say, this isn't a cure-all. This is just what I do, but it can be done wrong. So let me switch this camera around. I'll show you the project that needs to get done, and I'll show you the approach I'm taking to try and improve my depression as I do it. So what we have here is the walnut tree that I've been struggling to remove for the past 3 years. The end is near on it. However, this last pruning session has left a lot of prunings. Most of the stuff that's suitable I sent off to somebody to use for firewood. Wasn't terribly good for woodworking, and I don't have anybody working on the scale of what I did have, so it became firewood. Let's go around here. There's a fair amount. This isn't a huge lawn, but I mean, there's some pretty dense bundles of wood there. Now you'll notice in this photo there's some Christmas ornaments there. We had those on our little evergreen. That's an Arnold Sentinel, by the way, for anyone that wants a good narrow pine tree. That's one of the top. So you'll see Christmas ornaments there, Christmas ornaments there. The area inside those Christmas ornaments is my target area for the day. You'll look at it and you'll notice this is not a huge area. This is not anywhere near the job that I need to accomplish. This is something I can do today if the weather holds. The forecast keeps on changing, and this morning bad weather was supposed to start near dark. Now it's supposed to start in about half an hour. But I want to show that it's not the big monumentous tasks that are what makes a difference in the depression. It's going on and getting a little bit done. So my goal is to get everything done in that little box created by the ornaments. If I get more than that, great, but I need to get at least that done. And then at the end of the day, I can look at it and I can focus on that and say, well, yeah, there may be a lot left, but this area I don't have to do. This is the area where I accomplished something. And I will show you what happens when either I run out of steam, it gets dark, or the rain hits, or snow, or whatever I'm going to get hit with, if I get hit with it. See you in a few minutes. First of all, I should mention the tools I'm using for this. I made a rule for myself that I can only use my wheelbarrow and my loppers. There's some big stuff out there. Yeah, that's big. And that's going to be a day when I just do that kind of work. But for right now, I've got my good loppers, I've got my wheelbarrow, and so I can move it a little bit easier to the truck. I really probably ought to move the truck out here, but I just need to get started on this because I just need to do it. So that's one thing is I am keeping certain tasks set aside so that they don't bog down what I can do. I can do those later, and that's fine. Now, as you can see, I did accomplish my goal. That area is clear. You can't see it as clearly, but I also exceeded that. Closer to me, I took out some more. And then if we come over here, this was mostly blocked. I cleared that off. And I cleared out most of the pandemic garden. I didn't get 100% of it, but by far I got the worst of it out. And I'm gonna admit right here, right now, that's not a lot. But I accomplished a goal. And I exceeded the goal. The goal was by design minimal. It was something I knew I could handle. And honestly, once I got done with that patch that I desired, that I set the goal for, I started really struggling. And that's okay. That's the nature of depression. Now, do I feel better? Honestly, I can't say I do. When I'm able to compare my look in my face, I'll know a little bit more on the short term. But this is not designed for a short-term solution. This is something that if I do this frequently enough, it'll take some of the pressure off. It's not going to totally get rid of it. I know that. I've dealt with depression for so long. But I will take every little opportunity I can get, and I'm going to try and make that work. Hopefully this will help you in your season. Again, remember, this is not intended to be a cure-all. This is just showing one of my techniques. And that's part of the reason why I'm a gardener, is it makes me feel better. I hope you have a new year, and I'll be in touch. Catch y'all later. Manano.